You see it on job boards, in HR ads, and during interviews. People use cybersecurity, information security, and network security completely interchangeably. Recruiters stack these terms into a single job description like they are exact synonyms. Tech news broadcasts routinely make the exact same error. This puts you in a difficult position. You might invest months of study and thousands of dollars into a specific certification path, only to land a job where the daily tasks look nothing like what you prepared for. The security industry does not operate as a flat landscape of interchangeable roles. In reality, these domains function as a strict, nested hierarchy of operational boundaries. They fit inside one another, layer by layer. Knowing exactly where these borders lie is the necessary first step to making a targeted, profitable career investment. Let's start with the largest umbrella, information security, or InfoSec. This domain is responsible for protecting organizational information in absolutely every format it takes. That includes managing physical assets. InfoSec covers the locking of filing cabinets, securing server room doors, and ensuring that printed documents go directly into paper shredders. It also covers spoken data. If confidential metrics are discussed aloud during a phone call or a board meeting, protecting that information falls entirely under InfoSec jurisdiction. Every policy in this domain is governed by the CIA triad, maintaining the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the data, regardless of where it lives. To maintain those three pillars, you build administrative structures, you design employee training programs, and conduct legal compliance audits, such as ISO 27001. The operational trade-off here is your daily workflow. InfoSec requires heavy policy writing and governance. You will spend significantly less time doing hands-on technical hacking. InfoSec dictates the broad risk management strategy for the entire organization, acting as the foundation that all other security layers build upon. When we move to cybersecurity, we enter a strictly narrower subset of InfoSec. Cyber focuses specifically on defending the digital world. This layer protects the physical hardware that runs digital systems, your organization's servers, endpoints, employee smartphones, and cloud platforms. It combats threats that originate in cyberspace. If you are analyzing malware, locking down ransomware, or blocking a phishing campaign, you are executing cybersecurity. But notice what is excluded. Cybersecurity ignores physical security, physical locks, and paper documents entirely. If an intruder walks off with a printed file, that is an InfoSec failure, not a cyber failure. Stepping down one more layer brings us to network security, an even narrower subset nestled entirely inside cybersecurity. Here, your focus is strictly on the infrastructure, local area networks, wide area networks, and Wi-Fi protocols. Your primary function is controlling the flow of traffic. You configure gateways to prevent unauthorized access to the network and actively monitor connections to stop attacks like packet sniffing. The operational trade-off for this specialization is a major blind spot. Network security tightly guards pathways, but if a bad actor bypasses the network and plugs a USB drive directly into a local laptop, the network team will not see it. In daily operations, these functions overlap continuously. When you configure a firewall to block an IP address, you are securing the network, which stops digital hackers, which ultimately protects the organization's information. All network security is cyber, and all cyber is InfoSec. Yet the specific daily tasks and operational blind spots at each layer remain strictly distinct. The 2013 Target data breach shows exactly why organizations require distinct defenses at every one of these layers. First, the information security layer failed. Target's vendor management policies granted an external HVAC contractor inappropriate access to their internal systems. Next, the cybersecurity layer failed. The endpoint antivirus software completely missed the black box malware that attackers installed directly onto the digital cash registers. Finally, network security failed. Due to a lack of strict traffic segmentation and firewall rules, the attackers moved laterally across the network entirely undetected. Companies often assume they can hire one generalized cyber team to handle everything from vendor contracts to router configurations. Modern enterprises need hyper-specialized experts operating at all three layers. A determined attacker will exploit gaps in policy, endpoints, and infrastructure simultaneously. Now that you see where these operational boundaries lie, we can translate them directly into actionable career tracks. Looking at this comparison matrix, if you prefer evaluating risk, designing structural frameworks, and overseeing big-picture compliance, Information security is your target. Roles here demand a higher ratio of policy writing and auditing compared to hands-on keyboard time. If you want to actively hunt digital threats, analyze malware, and serve as a frontline incident responder, you belong in cybersecurity. You will want to look at roles like SOC Analyst and certifications like the CEH. And if your interest lies in engineering infrastructure, managing traffic flows, and configuring edge firewalls, network security is your domain. This leads to roles like network engineer and requires infrastructure certifications like CCNA security. Do not apply for a job just because the title sounds impressive. Always read the daily operational tasks in the description to verify which layer you will actually be working in. Align your study time and certification budget strictly with the domain that matches your desired daily workflow. Grasping this definitional clarity separates strategically hired professionals from candidates who merely repeat industry buzzwords.